Gigi Berardi talking about FoodWISE living. And it is a busy time on the farm here, so I'm a little behind in these videos. I'll have to catch up. This is from last week, and I've been thinking a lot about an article in Politico on Biden and his climate change mitigation policies, and in particular in terms of industrial agriculture. And sure enough, an article appeared, and I'm going to give you the link to it, looking at how Biden is pulling his punches, basically, in terms of industrial meat and feedlots in particular, and kind of not touching that, but telling good stories about sustainable agriculture and ways in which we can support farmers in conservation and other sustainable farm practices, conservation of water and soil and other sustainable practices. And it really is something to think about. In FoodWISE, just give you a quote. Our industrial scale meat production is itself made possible by the mega scale growing of soybeans, mainly in the United States, Brazil, and Argentina. And I've already talked about some of the environmental issues around corn and soy production in terms of use of herbicides. However, soil conserving some of those practices might be. Soybean meal accounts for 75% of protein in compounded livestock feeds worldwide. Soy meal is the main source because of its high crude protein content and balanced amino acids, and dominates especially in Europe, where meat and bone meal are banned in feeds. As fast food chains compete with low prices to sell burgers and chicken, they press their meat suppliers for lower prices. Then I talk about Donald's McNuggets, creating alternatives to meat. But the section on meat in my book begins on page 43. Is meat farming eating sustainable? That's the second sentence of this section of my book, FoodWISE. Does meat farming cause disproportionate levels of global warming? And more questions. And yeah, so does it have to? No, but it takes a lot of political will and financing to change, to envision a change and to change how we're doing business now. So I'll let you read the article, and it begs questions about next steps with the Biden administration in terms of scaling up on their sustainability initiatives.